Computer City Gym badge. Driving a scooter.
Oh no, I am the sewer. I am the sewer.
I'm not gonna try to find any more words that rhyme with the suffix "uda."
I'm a Gouda.
Let's see. Name one. Yo, you really like Tim Drake? Name 10 of his albums.
Tim Drake.
Yes!
Tim Drake.
Yeah, it's Tim Drake's top 10 Christmas specials.
Tim Drake. I just keep saying Tim Drake until like someone like comes over and arrests me. It's like, you've been saying Tim Drake too much.
Right.
Like, how dare you say Tim Drake?
No one, and as far as I know, people don't even really, like, you know, make him their husbando. Like, they're always like, Jason, or they're like, Dick, or they're like, Damien's so cute. But I never hear people be like, yo, me and Tim every night in my sleep, dude.
It's because usually Tim has been reserved for teenagers.
Oh. What?
Because he was a teenager. He was like 15, 16, 17.
Fair. Has he not ever had like a grown-up thing yet? Because they've all like kind of grown up, I thought.
No, now he's grown up more. Now the new one is Damien. But there was a time where he was like very young. And like the only people who were making him like husbando were like literal children. So that made sense.
Fair. Also, wait, Batman must be old as shit.
Yeah, because Tim Drake's like in his, or not Tim Drake, Dixon should be, or Richard, or whatever his name is, he should be like in his 30s. Jason's not too far behind. And then it's Tim Drake. But in between them, you have Stephanie Brown. You have Batgirl. You've got Cassandra Cain.
Cassandra Clare of Immortal Instruments or whatever.
That's why I say Cassandra.
Yeah.
Cassandra Cain. You know, you've got like all the offshoots. So I'm like, this man must have started being Batman like straight out the gate at 18. Because there is no fucking way he's still 40-something. Like,
I
and
guess
doing this shit.
Because, oh jeez, that's a lot of balloons. I mean, you know, how old's Robert Pattinson's Batman supposed to be?
His is supposed to be, I think he's in his 20s.
Oh, yeah! But, like, early 20s? Like 22 or something?
Yeah, I think he's supposed to be in his early 20s, and it's also year one Batman.
Yeah,
so, like, him just, figuring out, which, we need more, like, films, where the hero kind of, like, is messing up a little bit in, like, year one. So, like, they come out the gate, and they're like, yeah, so this hero's been fighting for, like, 2 decades, and they're, like, essentially war veterans. Here, we're gonna introduce you to them, like, now for 5 movies, and then they get an origin. And it's like, what? The actor is almost 50.
Yeah.
Why are we doing a young CGI? What is this? You should have done the origin movie 5 movies ago.
Yeah, no, yeah, for real. Although, you know, CGI de-aging is getting better, but yeah.
It's getting better, but at the same time, it's like, you could have done it while they still looked relatively young. Instead of like being 5-6 movie franchises deep, and you're like, you know what? Now they get an origin story, and it's like they're pushing 50.
Yeah.
Like, because they'll use that actor. The one of them that was really good is Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill in The Mandalorian, his CGI look, because that's actually him. It's just CGI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like that's actually Mark Hamill. His involvement in Mandalorian was actually like really top secret. And then it was like a really good surprise when he showed up, because people were like, oh, did they just hire someone to like voice act and like do the body double? And it's like, no, that's actually Mark Hamill.
Oh wow.
And so that one was really good. Leia's was sort of okay. But one that was really bad was Iron Man in Civil War, where it shows like young Robert Downey Jr. And And I could tell they used it from older films that he's been, yeah, with different colors.
Nice.
But no, like, you could tell, like, the Robert Downey Jr. one was just so bad. And it was just, like, it literally was uncanny valley. Because I'm like, I know there's something wrong here. Like, you can do something better. Like, you can literally hire an actor. Because here's how I'm like, stop using CGI and just start hiring people who look like the actors. Because House of Dragon literally showed you that the young actors literally look like they're older actors.
Yeah.
And it's like there's several movies and TV shows where they had a young person play it, and then they look exactly like the older actor that they're supposed to like grow up into, and they should start doing that, like, cause it's successful. Instead of over here like CGIing, like with Luke Skywalker, I can see it because I'd like to Mark Hamill to like be able to get his bag for as long as he can, while also doing other roles he enjoys. And unfortunately in Hollywood, you kind of have to do a bunch of big name franchises before you can start to do indie films. And I wish that wasn't the case.
Oh, yeah.
But it is the case for a lot of people because indie films have less of a budget and less money to work with. So I would like him to be able to do Star Wars stuff. That way he can do stuff like what we do in the shadows. And like have that one-off cameo, you know? But I don't know, like I feel like CGI, especially now with the rise of AI, you know, like who's to say that when I'm dead, there's not gonna be someone on YouTube being like, Smalls Noodle plays Amnesia Rebirth in 2066?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm in the ground. I'm dead. And there's just a Smalls Noodle plays Outlast
it's very
Tribe.
interesting. You're very, you know, there's a lot of ways in which, you know, so many societal issues, kind of, you know, are hot-button issues for both, like, conservative and progressive camps, but for radically different reasons. Like, obviously, like, right now, like, the rise of AI art and AI chatbots, you know, annoys, a lot of artists, because they're like, you know, that's automating us out of, you know, getting our bread. And, you know, under capitalism in our current system, you know, that happens and that sucks. On the other hand, you know, I remember talking to you about like AI chatbots, and I said, what if we got to the point where people would like, you know, like try to like recreate like a dead relative to like still talk to them through like an AI chatbot, and not in like an NSFW creepy way or whatever, but just in sort of like a weird like grieving way, you know. And you were
cookies. Send me your DD pics.
And you were still just like, no, that is way too creepy. If we get to that point in society, like, something has gone terribly wrong. And I'm like, wow, that's such a Black Mirror, like, kind of take,
Well, the thing, too, is, like, you know, and people are like, oh my god, you know, AR is not stealing from artists, not doing whatever, and it's like, AR is using all of the internet to create a picture for you. And it's stealing from content creators.
Yeah, I don't know. No, I completely agree. I don't know why that particular creator of those AI engines aren't totally like in trouble, right? Like, forget about like, you know, like the people who use it and stuff. Who was the person who made this? You know, the actual engine that is taking all the art from the internet, like you're saying. You know?
Yeah. I'm not sure, but many do it. That's why, like, I sit there and I stress the importance of, like, you know, us actually, when we get to it, getting, like, commission.
Yeah. I've gotten to the point when it comes with, to writing my story and finding face claims, as they're called, or sometimes they're called fan casts, where I feel like I've scoured a lot of the internet in terms of how hyper-specific I want my characters to look like anyway. And so I've started to use AI as a reference, not as like, you know, and I always say, you know, get rid of this later. We're not using this in the final product. But I need some kind of like, you know, some pivoting, some springboard, some drawing board.
Oh,
you
and
know?
that's where I think you have a very